Hey folks, how we doing? It's your boy, DM Cerberus, aka Serb, aka Kai, and we are back once again for some Dungeons and Dragons. Now, as always, these streams are a little bit different to how we typically run things. I will be responding to chat less, we'll be focused much more on the story and actually going through and keeping immersion. But I'll still take some time out to come say hello to you all. Don't you worry. Joining me tonight, we do have the wonderful Blue Potato Cat, Lightning Hounds, Painted Kitten, and Raz Lion, playing each of their 4 characters. Letty is played by Painted Kitten. Parok is played by Hound. Michael is played by Raz. And Inara is played by Cat. Now, they are all in Discord here. We'll go say hello in just a moment. But before I did that, I did just want to take a moment to say hello to everyone who has dropped in so far. Raz, Toad, it is good to see you both. How are you both doing? And of course, anyone else who is lurking and just having a good time hanging around. So, we're going to go hop into Discord, see how everyone's doing. We are going to do downtime, things like that, before we get into the actual session proper. But when we do, we have a fight to do. A battle. Looking for some ghast tears in the nether. That's fair, dope. That is fair. Yeah, no, I've had that problem before, but they can be a nightmare. Sometimes it's easier to go onto the roof and leave some exposed blocks that they can spawn on, and then move away, wait for them to spawn, take them out, rinse and repeat. One next to my portal last I saw. Fair, Zoda. Well, I'm going to go hop in and say hello to everyone in Discord. Hey buddy, I hope you're doing well. But yes, we're going to get started with this in just a moment.
Actually, like an affiliate
Hello.
line.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Very fun, very fun.
Very
Wonderful,
well, thank you.
wonderful. Well, before we do actually get into the session itself, we do have a little bit to go through in regards to when I can find it. Downtime. So, I have given each of you another 14, so correct me if I'm wrong when I read these out. Raz, that should put you at 28 because you didn't spend any last week.
Yes, I did.
Did you?
Yes, I did. I'm at 14.
You're at 14. Cool. You used all of yours. Good to know. So Cat, you should have 20 in total because you had 6 left over, if I remember. Wonderful. Hound, same for you. You'll have 20 total.
Yep.
Okay. And Painted, you should have 14 because you used all of yours. Wonderful. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go through the ones that are already been started, kind of thing. So looking at Raz, you have. Did you have any more successes to do on your invocation, or did you get that with the ones you spent?
Yes, I still need to get a good 7.
Cool. So that's updated, but I didn't update your downtime. That's fine.
I'm 18 out of 25 successes.
18 out of 25, DC 15.
Yep.
Wonderful. So yep, you can continue working on that one. Is that what you were planning to do?
Oh yeah, all 14 going straight into it now.
Wonderful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've done it.
Nice.
I can remove 1, 2.
25 of 25. Lovely stuff.
That was good rolls.
And now you're not going
Okay.
to have any good ones later.
How much downtime do you have left?
I will do that in a second. You can get
Yeah.
I used 1. Fail.
So, Cat, No, sorry, painted. The healer feat is
Mhm.
what you were looking for.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
5 successes at DC 15 medicine check, and
Yep.
you'll have your feat. You have
Yep,
14
that's
downtime spend,
correct.
so go ahead, roll those, and just see how that goes.
I've done that because I'm using the physical dice, and
Of course, yep.
you know how we were joking beforehand, like, I will get that today unless I roll really badly.
Oh no.
I rolled really badly. So I've used up all my 14 goes,
Okay.
and I have 4, and I still need one more success.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I just stole all your luck, didn't I? Because I
Yeah,
only did.
you did.
I was expecting to get it.
Question: Can I donate some of my downtime?
Nah, it's okay.
I was
it's
just
okay.
about to say, I'm gonna ask Chet on this one. Chet, should we give her the ability? She's one point off this healer feat, which means that she'll be able to help out her allies in a tight spot. Are we nice? Are we not?
Do it. Do it.
It's okay. It's okay.
You are at the mercy of Chet, so
Yeah, there we go. No.
We got Palpatine on helium
No,
over here.
I'm perfectly fine with waiting until next time. And hopefully my dice
that is
are a bit
really
happier.
unfortunate. I'm sorry,
Yeah, it
Painted.
is.
That's
It's
that's
okay.
painful.
It's okay.
But yes, you are 1 point away. So I definitely think about what you want to do next. As kind of
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
thing to work on. Speaking
Will
of,
do. Will do.
we have both cat and hounds that are going to be looking at their new abilities. What is it that you're looking to do with your downtime now? Either of you.
I knew I was supposed. I have no idea, actually.
So just as a suggestion, some things that you can do with your downtime, you can use it to increase some of your base ability scores.
Ooh.
So up to a certain point, it'd probably be DC 15, 25 successes needed. But I think anything after maybe a 17 in the ability score, so if you want to go to 18, 19 or 20 and increase it like an extra point up, those kind of numbers, then it's going to be harder to do, because that's a lot higher level, kind of high level skill.
You really be like.
So that is an option. You can definitely look to do that. You can, again, if there's particular feats that you want to do, cat specifically, you could continue to learn alchemy. It would be harder because you've learned kind of basics in regards to the proficiency that you've got now. So you'd be kind of taking it one step further from journeyman, kind of up to the next level. So that would be a bit more difficult, but it would mean that you would have access to slightly more powerful things once you reach it. You'd be able to make slightly better potions, potions with different effects and things like that.
It do be like that.
So that's an option for you. Hounds?
Please.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different things. You could learn weapon proficiencies if there was an exotic weapon that you wanted. You would need to go and search for that actual weapon in game, but you could actually learn to be proficient with it using downtime, or yeah, there's like a few things. Being a fighter, you've got quite an array of skills and such already. So perhaps something along the feats line, or increasing one of your ability scores. What are you thinking?
That's actually been a really good question, because like I haven't put a whole lot of thought into it. Let's see. I think I would like to go for the feat slasher.
Okay, slasher feat. I'm just trying to remember what that does myself.
It shows, I think it's a +1 in strength or dex, reduces target speed by 10 feet when you hit slashing, and the target
Yep.
has disadvantage on attack rolls.
It's from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything.
Yes, yeah, I've got it here. So yeah, like you said, +1 to dex or strength, to a max of 20. Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals slashing damage, you can reduce the speed of the target by 10 feet until the start of your next turn. And when you score a critical hit that deals slashing damage, you grievously wound it until the start of your next turn. It has disadvantage on all attack rolls. That is very nice. Are you using a slashing weapon? I thought it was bludgeoning. Because it's a baton, isn't it?
So for right now, we were using bludgeoning, but given the character development that I have planned, there's a potentially that's going to change.
Okay.
But I would like to potentially go on and start working on it if I could.
Yeah. So for that, it'd be the same level as a feat. So it'd be 15 for the DC, 25 successes. Let me have a quick look at your character sheet, see what ability slash skill is going to be the best one for it. You know what, actually? I'm also going to implement a rule, because we've been discussing how I'm going to be rebalancing downtime a little bit anyway. Every time you complete a downtime thing that gives you a feature or something like that, the DC increases by 1 for the next one. So instead of 15, it'd be a DC 16 for your feat there. Still 25 successes, but it just makes it a little bit harder. Just means that over time, you'll have to be a little bit more precise about exactly what you pick. But then, as proficiency goes up and as you get different bonuses to different abilities anyway, there may be ways to circumnavigate that anyway. I'm going to say it'll be normal attack in regards to the club or the hand axe, and DC 16 to pass
Okay.
that one.
So I'm trying to remember here when I do a dice roller, the advanced roller.
So on your character sheet, you can actually click on your club or your hatchet and things like that, and it will make an attack roll.
Okay.
So
I mean, you just want me to hit this like 20 times?
yeah, you can do. Any that are above 16 are a success.
Two, 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And anything over 16.
Yep.
That would be 16 successes if I counted correctly.
That probably sounds about right. Did you double the
I doubled
nat
anything
20s?
that was 20 or over.
So it's not anything that's 20 or over. It's if it's a nat 20, it counts as a double. So 1, 2. You still had 2 nat 20s there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4,
then it's
7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's 13 successes there. I might have counted wrong.
yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Regardless, you
4.
did roll really well. The nat 1 doesn't count as anything special, it just counts as a fail. Okay, whilst that's happening, I'm going to circle
it's-
over to... Oh, sorry, did you have a number there?
Yeah, 13.
It was 13, sweet. Well, you're actually over halfway there to that feat. We can have a chat off stream kind of about the progression and what you're thinking about for when you move away from the bludgeoning weapon over to the slashing. We can just kind of chat about that at some point, that's not a problem. And that was all of your downtime there, was it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, sweet. So, Raz, Cat, do either of you have an idea what you want to do with the rest of your downtime?
I do. I have 4 days left, and now my invocation has been learnt, but I cannot use yet until level 3. I got an ability which is healing light. It's just 1d6 of healing as a bonus action. However, it doesn't use or scale off plus healing off my charisma.
Okay.
So I would like to train to add my charisma modifier onto those rolls, if that's all right.
Okay.
So effectively, I get access to healing word, but through something else.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll put it akin to the same level as what everyone else has been attempting so far. It's powerful, but not too powerful. So since it's the second ability you're working on, DC is +1, so it's DC 16. And again, I'd say 25 successes needed for that. So, and for that, let me have a quick look at your character sheet. Let me see what ability will work best with it. So that you have the proficiency bonus, I'm going to say do it as charisma saving throws, and it's DC 16 that you need.
Charisma saving throws.
Yeah.
This is enhanced healing word. D/C16. Charisma saving. 20 out of 25. Okay.
Yep. And of course you can roll your 4 days now if you want towards that.
I definitely shall.
Wonderful.
Is
And Cat,
+5.
Yes.
have you decided on what you want to put it towards now? You don't have to have. You can save your downtime and do that at another time. It is completely up to you.
Only one.
I was thinking about saving it, but I'm thinking about going to the next level of alchemy.
Okay. So, because this is a stacking thing, the DC, again, it will increase by 1 because it's the second ability that you're getting through downtime. But it will require 30 successes because it's a step up from Journeyman, which is where you are. So, absolutely, you've got 20 to roll there. And for you... Okay. I'm gonna say, actually, I'm gonna add, because you have alchemy proficiency now. So on your character sheet on the left hand side, underneath passive wisdom, underneath passive perception.
Hold on. Wait. Okay, wait.
You should see that there's tool proficiencies and custom skills.
Where again?
So on the left hand side, towards the bottom, you have your tool proficiencies and custom skills. It's above your languages and weapon proficiencies. You should see one that says alchemy tools. So you see your...
I found it.
You got it? Cool. When you click on alchemy tools, it will come up with a little pop-up asking you which ability you want to use. I've set it up that way because there may be checks that you need to make dexterity checks with alchemy, or wisdom, or intelligence. The roll that I'm going to ask you to make is going to be a wisdom alchemy tool roll. But I just needed to make sure that was added to your character sheet there. So...
It's 20, right?
You've got 20 rolls, yeah.
Okay.
20 to use. I can see that it's actually rolling 2 at a time for you, which that works. So.
Sorry about that.
Nah, it's all good, buddy. You're still recovering. No need to apologise for that. Okay, is that all your rolls?
Yep.
Cool, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 out of your 20 rolls succeeded.
Nice.
On a 45% chance
What
to
the heck?
succeed. Cat is gonna
My
like...
lucky dice is working.
Cat's just gonna be like maxed out with all of the downtime abilities, and you guys will be like, I've just finished my second, and Cat's like, I'm on my 14th.
It's like a fighter.
So was that, sorry,
Meanwhile.
16? 16 successes. God damn. You're over
Hey.
halfway to learning like the next level
Hey.
of alchemy.
It's my lucky
16
dice.
successes.
I
My
have a lucky
4, that's
20.
20.
I mean, to be fair, there's been a good few successes tonight for different abilities and such. I'm very proud of you all.
Oh, yeah, now you can be extra harsh.
Me, harsh, what are you on? As if, mate. As if.
Super scared now.
You can be like, okay,
so...
time to get a DC 20.
So before we do jump back, well, before we do actually jump into character and into the session proper, was there anything that anyone wanted to ask or do before that?
I did have a question, but I can no longer remember what said question was.
Well, if you do
I'll
remember,
remember it tomorrow.
if
Or
and
next
when you
week.
do remember, just send me a message with it, and I'll let you know. That's not a problem.
Okay, dokie.
So anyone else?
I'm all done. I'm out of downtime. I like it
Okay.
that way. Don't have to worry about it.
Well then, in a reality separated from our own, in a world filled with magic, mysticism, and power, our adventurers and heroes find themselves. The glimmering Sword's coast stretches out farther than the eye can see. Trade ships and fishing vessels flitting from one place to another. The lands, untamed, wild fields and forests, filled with all manners of wonderful magical creatures. The cities, diverse, bustling with life, and filled with every race imaginable. This is a living, breathing world, a story growing continuously. And I have the pleasure of sharing it all with you. The party find themselves still within Mikael's unknown arcanum. After asking a few questions and buying a few more supplies, they headed off to recover the jacket of the assassin, Letty claiming it as her prize for catching said assassin. Debating whether to follow leads up north of the city, looking for the underbelly and markets of the black variety, or search somewhere else, Perrock received a letter from his dear mentor, trainer, and friend from home, Zardud. The party decided to go visit and see Zardud alongside his compatriots, and upon arriving, found the tavern to be silent. Heading in, cautiously, they found the first room to be a bloodbath. Somehow surviving the worst of it, propped up in a corner, was Zardud himself. He explained how some of the soldiers had turned on their own, attacking them unexpectedly. Why, he didn't know. But before further conversation could happen, more of those turncoats appeared to deal with Zardud, not expecting to find a party. Making quick work of the ones they've encountered, the adventuring party start to fan out through the building, dealing with the turncoats as they find them. And that is where we pick up for this session. So, everyone should remember we are in the middle of combat, which means that I should probably change the music that's playing
I
Music
keep
gotta
him
be-
good.
to something a little more
Music
combat.
has returned. I think it turns off every once in a while. Is it not on
It
loop?
does. It is supposed to be on loop, but for some reason it loops for me, but not for you guys. So when it does stop, just shout me and I can restart it again. So, you're within this tavern, you've been fighting your way through, you've come across a few different ones of these turncoats. These soldiers that have turned their back on the promise that they had made, and on their previous comrades themselves. 3 of them so far in this building, in fact, you've found. You do hear some scuttling, and, well, not scuttling, but you hear some scuffling and some people running from the room to your north. You aren't currently in initiative. I believe that Perrock and Zardud just absolutely wiped out a guy that was in the other room there.
Oh no.
Oh no, that was
that
Letty.
was Letty.
That was
Like
Uh,
over their shoulders. I remember that.
Yeah.
Absolute
I
sniper
sniped
shot.
him good.
It was fantastic. It was glorious. It was glorious. And Nara just ripped the face off another whilst being in wolf form. And yeah, you find.
I chewed their face off.
Yes, so just to remind everyone, Perrock and Zardud had just kicked in the doors leading into that room. Letty had fired off the arrow, and upon further inspection you found that room to be a storeroom filled with various barrels of various liquids. You could probably guess that there's some kind of alcohol. Of what variety, you're not sure.
I think it's time to form some form of strategy. Do you not agree, good friends?
You open a door and then you shoot someone. What more do you need?
Oh, well, the difference is these ones are now very much aware of what we're going to be doing. I stare to Parok. You're the soldier. Perhaps we should follow your lead.
So, back in training, while we didn't have a lot of training with indoor combat, we did learn a skill called breaching, which is what we just demonstrated on this door next to us. I believe if we utilize the same sort of tactic, not only can we get a bit of a startle them, we can probably catch them off guard. Do any of you happen to have any type of like power or item that can cause a really bright light for just a moment?
As you mention that, I ask, well, pass me a stone or something like he would mind be throwing away.
Easy enough. On the floor there are kind of pebbles and kind of stones that are tracked in by
Ooh.
people and such.
As I look at those stones, I go, and then look to the storehouse. Actually, bottles.
Yep.
Are they filled with alcoholic liquid?
So there are some that are filled. There are some of the crates that are empty that look like they're restocking crates and such.
I have an idea. Is there any rags nearby, or anything I can use a rag? I'm going to make a Molotov cocktail.
Okay.
It's not good, but I've
Yeah,
got
yeah.
some parchment. Would that work as sufficient?
You know what? Roll me a quick investigation check, just to see if there's anything that you can find or see around you that could work.
Investigation. That's an 8.
I mean, parchment could work.
Give it a try.
Okay. Whilst you're making a Molotov, Parok, what are you up to, buddy?
I'm going to get ready to move up to the door once again, and I motion, Parok motions for his instructor to come up to him as well, and out of character. If hopefully we roll better, that way I just don't bounce off the door again. But yeah, he's getting ready to try to kick the door in once again. Once he gets confirmation that whatever device Michael's making is ready.
Yeah, that's completely fair. So you're preparing by the door there. Michael's doing that. Inara, you are currently in wolf form,
Yes.
having just torn the face off this turncoat in front of you. You see everyone starting to prepare to go through this next door. Are you also going to?
Yep.
Wonderful. And are you staying as your wolf form for now?
Yes.
Wonderful. And finally, Letista.
Could I double back into the previous room? And because I'm seeing what Michael is trying to do, can I grab the tablecloth off the table?
Yeah, absolutely. As you're doing so, roll me a quick investigation as well.
Sure.
This one will be a lower DC because of where you are.
That is a 22.
Very nice. As you go to run over, you kind of just glance over at the bar, and there's an alcohol-soaked white rag that they use. Perfect.
I will grab that, yeah.
Wonderful. So you now have effectively what would be a fantastic fuse for said Molotov.
So I run back to the room. Hey, Michael,
Huh?
would this maybe work better?
Oh, that would be splendid.
And then I just toss it at him.
Just grab it with old fingernails, like, ooh. Just begin stuffing it in, soak it down right into the bottle, giving it like a sort of trying to squeeze it in properly tight so there's enough sort of like fabric to be set on fire. And I'm gonna go to Zao dude with it.
Aye.
And I'm gonna be like, unfortunately I'm not so good at throwing things. However,
He kind of
I can do what you wish. And I'll put light on it.
he gives you a nod. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it, old friends. So he stood by the door, hefting that ready to go. Letty, you're backed up against the wall there. Michael, I can see you've done the same. Anara, you're ready to just rush into the room, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Kind of after this goes off. So, I think we are waiting on Parok to kick all this off here. Are you kicking in the door, Parok?
So, seeing that we have these Molotovs getting ready to pop off, instead of just busting down the door, he's gonna try to just slowly creep it open so that Zardude or whoever's tossing the bottles can get enough room to toss it in, and he's gonna shut the door. And then wait probably 15 seconds before kicking it.
Okay. I will need you to make a decision for me then, Parok. Can you
Okay.
ping where in the room you want Zardu to throw it? There won't be enough time to be able to fully scope out the room to check where everyone is. They know that you're there, so opening the door, even just a crack, means that they may be ready to shoot back at you. So it's going to be kind of a very quick reaction thing. Where in the room do you want the Molotov cocktail to be thrown?
Which way does the door open? Does it open to the left or to the right?
So it's a double door joined in the middle. So they open inwards, so into the room.
Okay. So it just opens up in the middle.
Yeah, opens up from the middle.
Okay. One moment. I think in terms of just tossing it in. So will I get an opportunity to peek before he throws?
Yeah, you know what? Roll me a perception check. It'll be quite a high DC because it is.
Great.
I
He's
mean,
like, it's a door.
with the two, you're not really able to tell. The thing is, when you open this door, it will be for him to throw it. You won't really have time to look in and then tell him where to throw it.
Okay.
So
So then we're gonna have him toss it right there.
okay. As the door is going to be opened, I will do that just to reveal said room. I'll draw a quick circle. And where did you say again? Sorry.
Right here in this this general area, like this, actually like this 4x4.
Okay. There you go. That is the area that it covers. Just so that you've got it visually. So you open the door. Very, very briefly. They do fire arrows. You have 2 arrows fired in your general direction. As to whether they hit or not, well, We'll find out. What is your AC again?
18.
18. Okay. So you do have, I'm gonna say half cover. Actually, no, 3/4 cover because the door only opens like a very minuscule amount so that it can be thrown. So that is that +5 to AC, Graz? For 3/4?
Yes, to
Cool.
range.
Cool.
You can't
So
be
yes.
targeted, you've got full cover.
Yeah. So 3/4 cover. So that's 23. So even though you are very, very covered by the door there, one of the arrows does manage to just sneak through. Kind of sneaking through the crack in the door and hitting you for 3 points of piercing damage as it kind of grazes past, cutting into the flesh on your shoulder.
Hold on. So do I need to take that from the maximum or?
No, so that goes, instead of taking it from max, you take it and put it in the box, what it would be. Have you taken any damage yet, actually?
No, I was still at
Okay.
22, so.
So it'd be, yeah, just like that. So it's 19,
Okay.
but your max stays the same. That until you level up, that will always be 22 unless a specific creature affects you. And I specifically say your maximum is reduced. Which I'm not
Okay.
planning to throw any creatures like that at you anytime soon because they're nasty creatures. I say quite. They are nasty. They are high level. They are nasty. Okay, so as I said, you open the door and 2 arrows were fired at you. Just by the door opening there, you can tell that that's where the arrows were fired from. It was not too far into the room by the desk. You've closed the door again, and the Molotov cocktail hits the ground, you hear it, and a moment later you do hear screaming as another one of them is in the room. And that's as far as you can tell, because the door is now closed. So what is your next step?
The next step is to kick the door in and begin a charge towards the left.
Okay, so I'll allow you to make your strength check to kick the door in.
Jesus.
It's an unlocked door. You just had it open. I'm gonna say that you hadn't quite locked it, so when you go to kick it, it just bounces open. And with that, I'd like everyone to roll initiative for me, please. As they knew you were coming, so they're prepared.
Cool.
Very nice, Michael.
19 for me.
Okie doke. 12 for Parok. And Anara, it should be at the top of your character sheet there. Hey, nice. Okay, so initiative order is Michael, Letty, Parok, some of them, Anara, and then some more of them. So, first up, Michael, what are you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Holding my staff, I'll walk as I hear the screams of the fire and go, you've had one taste of mortal fire. And now it's time for you. Do I have line of sight on this one from here?
Yes, you would.
You may taste far, far worse than speaking celestial. Purify. And do Sacred Fire on them. Dexterity save.
Sacred
of
Flame.
Sacred
Okay.
Flame.
You know what? I'm going to say that he is at disadvantage because he's currently on fire and he doesn't notice the spell until the very last moment. And he fails, so he takes another 6 points of radiant. So he, yeah, no, he done. He dead.
We got some
He is
barbecue.
engrossed upon the light, and his flesh burns and pricks away. It's not powerful enough to turn anything to ash just yet, but it brims him down low, as the fire will probably do enough singeing.
Yeah. I've removed the door there now, just because it's open, so everyone can see through that area.
I saw the arrows fire that way, right here, so I'm gonna stand behind Zaldu because he is strong. And my turn, thank you.
Okay. So that's Michael's turn. Letty, what's going on? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that my arrows have been fairly good.
They have.
Now, question for you, like, you know the acid vials that we had, or like I got?
Yes, the poison that you had received.
Yeah. If I were to coat my arrows with, like, would it be 1 vial per arrow?
It would be, yeah. So it's one
Okay.
kind of attack, as it were.
Okay. In that case, I will save it. Okay. I am going to... Can I just, like, scooch between... Basically go here?
Yeah.
Or would that be too much in the other character?
Well, I'll allow it simply because I've just noticed the music stopped, so I can restart that. Oh no, it's just quiet. It's starting again. I'll allow it because Inara hasn't moved yet. I'm assuming that Inara's going to be moving, and the wolf form that she's wild shaped into is quite small, even though it's a large creature. So
Gotcha.
I'll allow you to share the space this time. Typically, you aren't able to, but just because it's cool, I'll let you guys.
Okay. So, in that case, I would like to take aim to at the character at the back
Okay.
corner. And I would like to hit him with an arrow.
Okay, cool. Take your shot.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, okay.
So that's going. How do you do your crits?
So
Question.
typically I will allow you to choose. You can either roll the dice once and just double it, or you can double the actual dice that you roll, so you can roll more.
Do I have to tell you beforehand?
You do have to say whether you're just going to double the dice or double the score, kind of thing. So whether you take the score from one, or if you're going to roll twice.
I'm just going to do 2 separate dice.
Yeah, absolutely fine. It's how I prefer to do it anyway.
It's 4 and 5, so that's 9 plus 4, so 13.
Ooh. So Parok, Zardud, Michael, Enara, as you're watching kind of the room and these two start to prepare, you see the one over at the back, his head just kind of violently snapped backwards as he falls and hits the ground, and you just see an arrow buried in his eye socket. That was all that was needed.
A decent shot.
Yep. So that is your action to attack. You still have, well, you've used some of your movement there, but you do also have a bonus action if you have anything to use for that.
I don't think I have anything from a bonus action, so I would just like to crouch behind the counter and hopefully stay a bit hidden.
Okay, I will give you half cover crouch behind the counter there, so that if they do attack
Gotcha.
you, you get a bit more cover.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
And
so
that's it?
after Letty's turn, I believe. Where is it? Yes. So Perok, you are next.
All right. Do I need to account for this chair? Can I move across the chair normally,
Yeah,
or was that?
chair is it's just there for looks. I've just added a few bits in there so it isn't an empty room.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Which square did you enter the room? Um,
Wait. I crossed
was
from
it
right here.
there or there? Well, I mean, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter. Either way, if you were there or there, you will have had an attack on you. Hidden over on the other side of the room, behind a chair, having been silent this entire time, is another one who's holding a crossbow. So, as you step into the room, they fire at you. And your AC is 18, isn't it, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so they do hit. So you are hit with a heavy crossbow bolt, which deals 7 points of piercing damage, and you feel kind of the wind almost be knocked out of you as this kind of catches you in your lower back. Thankfully, it hasn't sunk in too deep to the point where it's hit anything critical, but that hurt. He was waiting and holding an action. So obviously last session we discussed holding actions and how you can wait for a specific trigger to happen. I think actually Letty, you did that with the arrow that killed the guy in the storeroom. That was a held action. You waited for the door to open. As soon as there was a target, bang. The enemy can do the same. So I did specifically put him in there because I wanted to just to kind of reinforce that the enemy are intelligent as well. They may adopt certain tactics, and you may need to try and out strategy or overcome whatever strategy they come up with. And this applies throughout the entire campaign. I won't just throw bodies at you, unless they're zombies, in which case they will do what zombies do and just slowly amble towards the players. Most of the time, the enemies will be semi-intelligent. They're not just going to be real dumb. Perok, you can carry on with your turn.
So we're gonna end up here
Yep.
while he. So okay, so he's still. I take it the bolt is still in his back at this point.
Yeah, so it isn't going to impede you doing anything specifically, but you can feel that it is still there, unfortunately. When you get a moment, you're gonna have to try and remove it.
Okay. So now that Parak has engaged this individual, first thing is, does he notice, is there anybody else in this room except for the two people still standing?
As you look around and kind of your awareness of the battlefield in front of you plays out, you can see that it is just the man in front of you and the man to your east across over on the small stage there. They are the only two left in the room.
All right, and so with that, Parak's gonna take his club that's in hand and then immediately try to smack the dude in the head.
Okay, make your attack. Okay, so unfortunately that's a miss. So as you kind of swing over at this guy, you see him kind of raise his own club and kind of smack your hand just enough to kind of almost just redirect the swing so that it doesn't connect. And the two of you are kind of squaring up. Is there anything else that you want to do on your turn?
I don't think there's anything else I can really do.
Healer, you're a fighter, aren't you?
Yeah.
Second wind might be useful.
Yeah, second wind is a bonus action ability. It allows you to heal on a bonus action. Heal yourself.
But I believe that's only once per short rest.
Did you use it last week, did you?
No. I haven't used it yet, but
It is once per short rest. Yes. But a short rest is, you know, anything from 10 minutes to an hour's rest kind of thing.
yeah. Which I don't think, given the situation that we're in, I don't think there's an opportunity to recover that. Um, I'm gonna hold off
That's fine.
and not use it just yet. And I can't grapple or do anything since I've already made an official attack, right?
Yeah, unfortunately, you've used your attack action. Once you reach 5th level as a fighter, you do get to attack twice for one action, and that'll give you more options. Similarly, I know that you have Action Surge, but again, you may be saving that for later. That allows you to make another action, which again can be to attack. So
Okay.
there are ways for fighters to attack twice in one round's early level, but as you get into higher level, you get multi-attack at 5th level. Um, and I think the fighter, I can't remember when it is, but the fighter gets 3, and then is it 4 attacks by high level Brogan? Is it 4 attacks
They're
per
the
action?
only class that just gets like extra attacks. They get one more at 11 and another one at 20.
Yeah, so by 20th level you can make 4 attacks per action. So if you use Action Surge, you can attack 8 times in one turn, which is kind of wild.
All right.
Actually, they're twice at 17th as well.
Yeah.
So I guess at this point we're just gonna sit there and then ready for defense.
Okay.
And then we'll call it for that.
Yeah, so after your turn, it is theirs. So this guy is going to kind of raise his baton and try and strike back at you. But you manage to pull the very same thing where instead of kind of smacking his hands with your baton, you kind of raise your shield and like just tap his arm, and his swing kind of completely misses and almost spins him round in a circle. That is his attack used. The other one, instead of attacking, turns to try and run. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Free action to open the door. 30. He'll use his bonus action, I suppose, to close the door, and then he will action surge and will run away somewhere else. So he will be on that layer. Okay, so that is their turn. Inara, next up. What are you up to? What are you doing?
Do I have a clear view of Prague from where I'm at?
From where you are, yes. So the chair is just kind of there for cosmetics. You can see around the wall there, so you can see Perot and the one that he's fighting.
Is it possible if I could go to assist him?
Yep, yeah, absolutely. I think with the direwolf, let me just double check. Is it 40 feet direwolf gets? I can't remember, but you've definitely got enough movement to get there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet gets you to there. You can...
50.
Is it 50? Damn.
Yeah, they're fast.
Something that, as you charge up at this enemy, something that clicks in your mind is flanking. You can move around an enemy and get an advantage on attacking them by having a friend on the other side. So whereas Perok is kind of to the south of that enemy, if you're on its north side, attacking from the north, then you get, and he gets advantage, which means that you get to roll 2 dice and take the higher of the two.
Let's
You
do
would,
that.
yeah, you would also know, and this is then coming from your abilities being a direwolf currently. You don't need, you as a direwolf don't need to be directly opposite your friends. You have something called pack tactics. That means even if you stand next to a friend, as long as the enemy you're fighting has one of your friends close by within 5 feet, you get that advantage. You don't need to be kind of directly opposite. So going opposite helps both you and Parok. But as a direwolf, you don't necessarily need to do that. If you can't move to there, you would still get that. But that's something that I'll kind of remind you of and make sure that you've got sorted. So, I'm guessing you're going to be making an attack as your direwolf there.
Yes, we're gonna try and feast on his face as well.
Wonderful. I can't remember, did you add direwolf attack on here? No. Let me just... Okay, so it is roll a d20 and +5 for their claw attack. Okay, and then +5. Yeah, that definitely hits. You do have advantage, so roll that dice again just to see if you get a nat 20, because that will mean that you do more damage. Okay, either way, you definitely still hit. So, the damage for that one is 2d6 plus 3. So, 2 6-sided dice, and then you get a +3 to whatever you roll on that.
2d6 then what?
+3.
Oh,
Nice! Well, Parok, you're kind of battling with the run in front of you, and you hear and recognise the snarl and the wolf that has just crept up behind this enemy. This enemy is too focused on the battle with you right now to notice this. And suddenly they have their legs pulled out from underneath them as Inara in wolf form just rips this person to shreds. With that, we are now out of initiative. Again, you can hear noises of footsteps running away coming from this room, getting quieter and quieter.
Well, that went well.
Aye,
seems like,
not too bad. Zardu kind of hobbles into the room as well.
So we have one runner, at least.
Aye, well,
But they seem a bit weak. So I think we can take them. Shall we proceed?
Yes. As members of the 5th Elite Regiment, I was suspecting them to have a little bit more... well, spine. No offense, our dude.
a lot of these are some of the newer faces in the Elite. Still yet to see any of the ones that were hit earlier. And he kind of hobbles over towards the door, kind of standing guard, ready for everyone else.
Oh. I'm gonna stand behind him.
Can I
Well-
take the spot where the other guy
Yep.
was? So I'm kind of like shielded behind this.
Yeah.
Just crouching down. Can I also just radiant action again, if that's okay?
Yeah, ready in action to shoot at anything through the door, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Fantastic, yes. Absolutely not a problem. And then as the footsteps recede, once again, the building seems to fall into silence. What is it that you're all doing?
Parak is gonna use the bandage kit and try to recover some health.
That's fair. The bandage kits, it's only if you have the healer feat that you can actually heal someone with it. They're more for stabilizing and stopping someone from actually dying. Thematically, you can actually do that. Absolutely do that. But you would need someone who has the knowledge of applying it correctly to be able to heal anything.
Okay. At this point, does Parak know if anybody in the party has healing?
I mean, Michael's magical. You've possibly heard of the healing power of the druids before as well. You may not know for certain, but maybe worth an ask.
So Parak begins to slowly kind of move like to the middle of the room. And kind of just speaks up, says, does anybody happen to have any medical knowledge or any type of healing ability? Having this bolt in my back, not really pleasant. If anybody would be willing to help.
Unfortunately, I'm not so sure if I have the ability still. I feel like it may knock my brain up first. If I see someone to go down, I might be able to help.
I'm afraid I'm not quite there with my studies yet. It's a work in progress, but I don't have such
But
knowledge.
We
just
did
yet.
get those lovely potions, did we not?
We did.
Perhaps drinking one of those will help you.
Oh, I forgot to put those in the
Yes, you do have the potions as well. Oh god, how many did you all buy?
I think
We've
we
got
bought.
It was one of each.
One
I
for
think I was
us.
4.
Yeah.
Cool. So yes, the potions do 2d4 plus 2 healing.
Okay, so Parak is gonna reach in, pop one of the potions out, and I assume he's gonna drink it.
That's fair.
It's gonna feel weird, trust me. They always do.
Okay, so would I use that on the advanced dice roller, or?
Yeah, so advanced dice roller is going to be the easiest way to do that one.
So it's, well, that was not the intended.
If you just roll another d4.
Another 2.
Yep, so that is 8 points of healing in total. As you drink this healing potion, it has been, if you have ever had one, it has been a very long time since then. And the sensation is unusual to say the least. As you start to gulp down this liquid, it starts getting thicker and thicker, and colder, almost turning to ice as it kind of drips down your throat. And after a moment or two, it kind of very, very quickly shifts and turns back much more into a flowing liquid, and you feel it coating your throat. And suddenly a warmth starts to radiate through your body, and it gets very, very warm, but not ever uncomfortable. And as you feel this kind of very comfortable glowing warmth spread through your body. You heal 8 points of damage.
All right. Also, I just realized I think we put the potions on our individual characters, not in the actual holding bag.
Yes, that's right. Each of you did have each of them on your own bodies, on your own selves.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just double checking, make sure. Yeah. All right. So I just removed it from my inventory. My name.
Yeah. Whilst this is happening, Zardude will have gone over to the 2 bodies there and been looting them to see if there was anything on them. Didn't find anything. Sorry, no, I've got to move you so I can move Zardude back. But he is kind of actively looting any bodies that nobody else has looted, just to see if there's anything on them, any insignia. He's still trying to find out who these people are and why they have turns their back on the elite guard.
Can I just ask a quick question? You know the counters that are behind us? Are those piles of gold on top of the counter?
So there are some coins and such.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, they're not actually gold; they are coppers. But yes, there are coins
Okay.
there. They are still worth money, just not quite as much.
Can I just go over and just, like,
You wink.
Yeah. Yeah, you
get
absolutely
whatever
can.
there
do.
is?
You 100% can. And you get 119 copper pieces,
Nice.
which
I'm
is
just going to leave it there.
11.9 gold.
no, it's
Oh,
one.
no, it's not 5.
It's 1 gold.
1 gold. 1 gold.
1 gold,
19.
nearly 2 silver.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. You could definitely take it if you wish to, but there is
Nah.
quite a few coins there.
I would.
It's like when you
is
have
very,
the-
It's
Oh.
like it makes me think like a bag of pennies.
Yeah.
Mini bag of pennies.
I mean,
Well-
yes, but to the average person for that average item, you're probably paying in copper. Kind of gold is usually for much more expensive items.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
Cool. We'll mark that on your character sheet, or in the party funds, however you're doing it as a group.
Out of curiosity, does that mean when she walks, we just hear jingle jingle?
Oh no, my stealth has gone.
We're hearing that with all the arrows.
I mean, true. But no, I'll say that you do have a specific money pouch, which it's a lot of coins, but you're able to fit them all in, and it doesn't make enough noise that it distracts or disrupts your stealth. For
Also got
now.
a bag of holding, so
I mean, yeah, there is the bag of holding for the party, but I think Letty's holding on to those coins personally at the moment.
Mm.
But yes, they
Alright,
can
so
also
you
go
have
into the
that bag
of
on you?
holding.
Yeah. Yeah. I have the bag of holding here, and he kind of holds it out and just kind of like opens it up
Okay.
a little bit.
Just stay there, and then I just like scooch everything off the counter into the bag.
Okay, so that was what 119 copper,
Yep.
and and it's in the bag. So just out of character here, I'm just gonna make a statement. Like if I keep rolling super low, I'm gonna bring my real dice out.
Fair.
'Cause this roll 20 has been not
Very
fun.
good, Meanie.
Over here getting down in the first like the second encounter. Jesus.
So,
You
shall
do
we
be the
proceed?
things.
I
Yeah.
urge that we probably hurry up. That one ran and got some friends, probably. We can always go back through this later to grab things if we need it.
Uh,
Alright, are you okay to look at the door again, or
He's like, yeah, I can try kicking the door thing again.
third time the charm, right?
Uh, out of character. Serb, are you muted, bud?
I was just moving a few things around, getting everything set up. I wasn't saying anything specifically, but I am here.
Okay, I was like, I thought you were having a streamer moment where you were just talking to yourself.
No, I was moving a few things, just getting them ready.
All right.
So, you're kicking in the door, you said?
We're gonna try it. Third time's the charm.
I mean,
But before
gotta
we
be.
do that, is that just out of character, Lenara, are you gonna move the wolf over?
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I'll go like.
Okay.
That works.
All right. Third
Okay,
time's
good
the
luck.
charm. Big bucks, no whammies, no whammies.
Hey,
Yes!
let's go!
Finally!
So, you kick the door in, and as you do so, your foot connects with the door with a resounding snap. You feel it in your leg, and it's a good kick. It's a solid kick. The snap coming from the lock as the door bursts open. Not coming completely off its hinges, but very, very much damaged and swinging open. Wide enough to reveal a courtyard. Empty. At the back of this building.
Letty's arrow just like pyong.
So unless you, with the way that I was doing readied actions, if you don't see a target, you don't fire, kind of thing. You can still choose not to fire.
I know. I'm literally like, because this took such a long time, she would have been holding it. So yeah, just like the arrow just like loses.
Nice. So yeah, you fire it and it strikes against the wall. Nothing. Silence.
Rock's like, I already have one bolt in my back. I don't need another.
Looking at
Sorry, dude.
the room itself, it's probably an outdoor courtyard used more in the summer times by the actual tavern itself to host patrons and such. Right now, everything is put away, stored, and it is just a cold, empty courtyard.
From the lack of arrows in your chest, Proc, I feel like perhaps there's no one there.
I would venture to say that's the same, but Brock slowly moves in, just trying to be like super cautious because of the
Oh, for
last
goodness sake.
debacle.
Yeah.
Michael sort of just peers around the corner like, huh? Oh.
So
it's-
No one
Alright.
here.
So Parak coming in notices that there's two doors on each side and immediately starts to think that this is a perfect opportunity for a flanking attack. And he kind of speaks up and says, "Guys, we need to be ready just in case. We have 3 areas of entry, and we need to be ready. If we pick one, the other door might open, type of deal."
We could always try to block off one door, at least temporarily. I remember there being a table in the other one.
That's a good idea. What? So what would I have to roll to be able to move this this table?
That, yeah, I'm gonna say it would just be a straight. You know what? I'd say athletics check. I'll say athletics. That'll be nice.
All right. Oh god. Big bucks,
You
no
can do
whammies.
it.
Big bucks, no whammies.
Hey.
You know what? That is just enough to be able to do that. Oh, I can actually do this on a map. just a second. So the table, the chair's coming with it, but which door are you blocking up? The left one or the right one?
I think the right one, right now.
Okay. I will put that there then. But I will say that it is propped up against the actual door, so that if there is someone on the other side, it would be very difficult for them to try and get out.
Okay.
So, as you are moving everything around and doing such, you do hear that door right in front of you trying to be opened after you've got the table in place, and you hear what the fuck, boys, let me out, come on. As you hear this, the other door swings open.
Oh no.
Just walk that direction.
Oh.
As multiple of them rush
Okay.
out from in that room. So I am going to say that all they get to do is move. They don't get to get their attacks because it would be like one held action for when a door opens. So let's do that. There we go. And then I can actually open that room up, because you'll be able to see inside that fair soon enough once you've dealt with all of this. And on that, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative again. Okay, so Hound's got
That's
13.
9.
I'm going to do them all just as a group, because it makes it easier. I don't have to roll for 5 individual people. Okay, and Zardud. Oh.
It
Okay.
didn't sound like a competent O.
Okay, so we got Hounds. So it will be Anara, Parok. What did you roll? Sorry.
9.
9. Okay, so it will be Anara, Parok, them, Letty, Michael, Zardud. May
Michael
roll a 1.
seems very is laughing. Is still standing away, looking at the table, just like, oh,
Yeah.
a little bit shocked and a bit slow on the heel.
So noticing everything happening, Anara, you are first up. You see the 5 of them actually charging out of this room towards all of you.
Can I charge at the one over here? Yeah.
If
All
you
the way in
click
the
and
back.
hold on one, it'll do a little
Yeah,
ping.
that one.
That one over there.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep, that's not a problem. So, you have 50 foot of movement, so if you move, every square is 5 foot, so you can move 10 squares effectively. I will allow you to be able to move through Parok and Zardud's square as long as Parok is willing. Typically you can move through an ally's space as long as they're happy to allow you. So it just means that it's kind of a straight line you can run. So you've got 10 squares to get over there.
Can't go there.
That's in the
wait.
wall. Unfortunately, that's right where the wall
There.
is.
Or there. It's
Yeah.
your-
So you see that
it's your
your
choices.
you see that your wolf takes up 4 squares. All 4 of those squares have to be an open space, because that is technically, with the rules the way that they work, yeah. So you'd be able to get to there. So you wouldn't be able to get to the one at the back, but you would be able to target one of the ones at the front there.
Okay.
If I suggest going up one a little bit, then you get your advantage because I'll be nearby.
You need to be within 5 feet of the enemy.
Is it the enemy or was it Packmaster's allies? Pack tactics, isn't it?
Wolf has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of the wolf's allies was within 5 feet of the
yes.
creature.
Oh, I'm not within 5 foot there.
And yeah.
Then.
It doesn't
Dang.
matter, you can go to either square, you'd be able to make it with your movement. And then... Yep, you get your bite attack. What I will do is I'll make a couple of like character sheets up with different wild shapes that you typically use, Cat, so that you've got an
Yes.
actual character sheet that you can roll from. But
Okay,
for
okay.
now, if you let me have a look. Actually, do you have an attack that fits this? Roll your shillelagh for me, and that is the same attack modifier. So unfortunately, with an 8, you do miss. As you go to kind of take a bite out of this one, he hurriedly kind of takes a few steps, like backpedaling, like kind of trying to avoid you, and just manages to keep out of your reach. I think that is, for Direwolf, that is everything, yes, because you don't have multi-attack with a Direwolf currently. I know that your moon, your circle of the moon, means that you'll be picking up. I think you get extra attacks with creatures and stuff later on. But yeah, that's kind of further down the line. But yes, that is your turn. Rushing in. Unfortunately, you did miss, but you have kind of pushed one of them, kind of backpedaling, like off balance a little bit. After your turn is Parok.
Yeah, this kind of puts me in a weird spot because I'm 5 feet away from being able to go into melee.
Let's have a quick look. Got hand axes. They can be thrown.
Yeah. So add a character here. Let's say I were to do an axe throw. Could I then swap to my club at the end of the turn?
Yes. So what I'd say is each round you technically get something called a free action as well, and that can be stowing or taking out a weapon, something like that. With your hand axes, I'd also probably rule that they're relatively ready to go for if you're in a fight. You know, they might be hanging from a belt on your, hanging from a loop on your belt or something like that. So you can, in the action that it takes to throw it, I'll typically hand wave it and be like, you can draw the hand axe and throw it as part of that action. That's not a problem. So you'd be able to do that and then still get your club back out with your free action.
Okay. So Parag, he's gonna begin this charge, running, ending up just to the left of Michael. But as he's running, you can tell that he's able to slip the club onto like a bit of like a hoop that's on his hip, and he's also reaching down, pulling up a hand axe. And just as he stops, utilizing the momentum of his speed, he chucks the hand axe directly at the person in front of him, at this guy.
You know what? Let's do it. Make your attack roll for me. Okay, unfortunately, an 11
God.
isn't enough to hit. You know what? The dice really are hating on you tonight, and I'm sorry, bud. Like, it's painful.
Been the
It's
whole
a nightmare.
section. It's been the
Yeah.
whole campaign.
Yeah. Roll 20 is really not a fan of you, unfortunately. I am. Roll 20 is not. But yes, as you throw the hand axe, this one actually has a shield and raises it and manages to kind of just block the hand axe. And what I will say is it does fall into the square just in front of you there, with him blocking it. Kind of just bounces off and falls down.
Okay. Well,
Um,
then as he watches it bounce off the shield back in that square in front of him, he's already readied up his club and in a defensive position, ready to fight.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn?
For right now, it is.
Okay. So after your turn is their turn. So, the one that you just threw a hand axe at steps forward, eyes locked on you. The one at the back over here points at Letty and shouts, "That's one of them! She fucking embedded an arrow in his head!" And the one in front of him, 5, 10, 15, 20, runs to there, eyes focused on Letty. The one who was just yelling charges at Michael. And then as Anara is fighting the one in front of her, the other one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, just manages to kind of skirt around the side of Anara. Excuse me, and is on the other side there. So, that is their movement. They will each attack. So, first attack I'll do from top to bottom. So, first is against you, Letty. And
Okay.
he gets a 19 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, and don't worry though, it's only 4 points of damage.
4 points. That's fine. Thanks.
So that is him. Michael, next strike is going to be against you there. And yeah, that is that's a 20 to hit. So I'm presuming that's going to hit.
Oh, of course.
Oh, and that's 7 points of slashing damage.
So that slashing goes right at Michael, who sort of is unaware, brings down, and it seems only the tip cuts his nose as almost like a protective ward appears in front as his temporary hit points, thanks to the tea.
Yes, the tea that you received. Okay. The one that's just attacked you looked somewhat surprised. The weapon not having dealt quite a critical blow as he thought it would have. The next one down the line takes a swing at you, Parok. A 17 is a miss, I'm guessing, because your AC is 18 currently, isn't it?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, 18.
So he goes to take a swing with his baton, his club, kind of raising it up and bringing it down towards you in a vicious strike. But you kind of raise your shield up, and it's just this echoing clang of wood against wood, him bringing this club down on your shields, neither splintering nor breaking, but just this echoing sound that kind of rings out across this empty courtyard. That is his attack. And then the two on Anara. So as I was saying earlier, the enemy are intelligent. As you guys learned earlier, advantage is a thing through flanking. Now the two that have surrounded Anara there have one on each side, so each of them get advantage on trying to be able to hit. Now as a direwolf, your armor class is currently 14. Anara. The way that Wild Shape works is you have a different set of hit points whilst you're the dire wolf. You have 37 total. I don't think you've taken any damage in the dire wolf form yet, have you?
Nope.
Cool, so yeah, you have 37 total with an armor class of 14. So these guys are going to try their attacks against you. Yeah, that's a 19. From one. Ooh, and the other one does miss, even with advantage. but you do take 7 points of slashing damage. So you go from 37 to 30 with your direwolf health. As a side note, very quickly, if you have, say,
Yes.
like 3 hit points left and someone hits you for 10, the remaining 7 get dealt to you in your druid form. Any damage that knocks you out of your wild shape and any remainder kind of plays over into your own health.
Oof.
Yeah, it probably won't happen too often, but most of the time you're probably gonna wild shape at the start of a fight like you have, and then if you do take a little bit of damage as you get put back in your druid shape, it's not gonna be too big a deal because you'll still have a lot of your health left.
Hmm.
But yes, that is their turn. After their turn, I believe it was Letty.
Yes. So, what I'd like to do. So the 4 points of damage that I took, I kind of imagined that it was like grazing my shoulder or something. So, Letty would just look down at her shoulder and say, "Excuse me, you've just damaged me," and draw out her short swords. So
Yep.
if I'm okay to do like a one with my main hand and then second with my offhand, would that work? So use the offhand as my bonus.
Yeah, so that you can do a bonus action offhand attack, but there is specific rulings. You can only draw 1 weapon, not 2, as a free action. So you'd be able
Gotcha.
to draw 1 of them this turn. And I could say with the bonus action you could draw the second one, but you wouldn't be able to then make a second attack. You can make a main hand attack, but unfortunately not an offhand one at the same time. And what
Okay.
are you doing with your bow? Are you putting it away, or are you just dropping it?
I would put it away because would picking it up later on be an action or a bonus action?
If you were to drop it, it would be a free action again to pick. No, it's a bonus action to pick something up. It's a free action to stow it up, pick it up, or take it from a bag. So putting it away is going to be better.
Okay.
But if you're going to put your bow away, it would then be your bonus action to draw your short sword, because you
Gotcha.
you
Okay.
can't put a weapon away and draw one as a free action as well.
Yep. Okay. In that case, I will just look at the guy and say like, "But I'll deal with you later," and I will shoot my arrow on this guy instead.
Okay, cool.
So that's a 20.
Nice. That's definitely
So
a
I
hit.
had, I, I had all my bad luck when I was rolling for. Ooh, oh, that's 7. That's an 8.
Very nice. 8 points of damage. Very
That's an
nice.
8. Okay, so 15 and that's 19. That's 19 points of damage to that guy.
19.
19.
How? Oh, was it a nat 20?
Yeah, it was a nat 20, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's more than enough. That's he's dead.
Yep.
I
And then
love
I
it.
just look at the guy next to me. I would move if you don't want to be the next. And let that be my action. Or like my move.
Okay, cool.
Your
That's
turn.
the end of your turn. Michael, it is your turn.
So he sliced up on his
Zardude.
nose.
Is it Zardude or is it Michael?
Zardude is after Michael.
Okay.
As Michael recoils from the hit, sort of takes the blood, sort of then smears it down, goes, "Oh, and purify!" Points the staff at them as it glows, and the flames begin once more for Sacred Flame. Can I have
Sacred Flame, of course. That's a fail.
6 points of radiance for them.
Okay, which one? Sorry, the one in front of you.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
Okay,
stare
cool.
at them with an intensity of an age that's just a bit unfathomable to them. Like, you mess with powers that you can't comprehend.
You see kind of this concern
A little
and worry
bit
kind
of figure in that one.
You can see this concern and worry kind of start to really creep in and set inside this man. He's definitely questioning his judgment as to what he's doing right now. Is that your turn?
That is my turn for now, yes.
Okay, wonderful. So, now it is Zardid's turn. And short swords in hands, because it was evident there was going to be a fight. He goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and gets this one here. And he's going to make a series of strikes. So, 2 with his main hands, and 1 with his offhand. One hit, 1 miss with the main hands, and a miss with the offhand. So he takes a series of strikes against this one, 2 of them being deflected away, but 1 finding purchase, kind of cutting up into kind of the thigh of this one, slicing away and dealing 7 points of damage. Definitely having caught his attention, Anara, you can see that the one in front of you is now distracted. Kind of very much attention drawn away by having someone having just stabbed him in the leg. And you can see kind of Zardu then brandishes his 2 swords ready as ever to continue on. After that, that is the end of the round. I believe, Anara, you were first, weren't you? Wonderful. It's now your turn again. So, 4 remain. The ones that are close to you right now, if you attack either of them, because there are friends of yours that are close to them, you get advantage.
Nice. So we're gonna attack. Why won't my mouse work? Is my screen frozen? Oh no. Un momento, por favor.
No, that's
Is it
okay.
complete? Refresh this. There we go. Okay. We're attacking that guy.
Okay, cool. So, on your character sheet, you should be able to switch on and off advantage. So yeah, just make 2 basically shillelagh attacks with advantage. No, just 1 attack, but with advantage, sorry. 23 is definitely a hit. So, can you roll 2d6 for me?
Yes,
And then add 3 to the total. Okay, so 9 points of damage. Yeah, no, that guy, again, almost didn't even see it coming. He's just torn to absolute shreds. And you turn your focus...
It's terrible.
Yep, and you turn your focus to the one next to Parok, who kind of glances at the one calling divine magic down to his left. The half-giant warrior stood right in front of him, and now the snarling wolf to his right. He's not having a good day. Was there anything else you want to do on your turn there, Inara?
Nope.
Let me check something super quickly. Is it this level or next level? So, one thing that you can do as a Circle of the Moon druid, you can actually use a bonus action to expend a spell slot and heal yourself. So I know that you've only taken a little bit of damage, but having a look, you haven't used any of your spells yet, have you, today?
Today, no.
Cool. So yeah, you still have your spells and such. So you could, if you take more damage, use a bonus action to do that. Right now, I wouldn't say I'd say don't worry too much because you're only seven points down. But yeah, you can actually heal yourself as a bonus action when you're in your wild shape.
Nice. Gotta remember
So
that.
yes, yeah, no, that's a big one. Definitely helps. So at the end of your turn, Parok, what are you up to, buddy?
So Parag, we've just kind of been watching the various bloodshed happen by the dire wolf, and he looks at the person in front of him and he says it's time to engage and time to fight. So he's gonna wind the club back and get ready to smack him.
Good luck.
Tell me about it.
Boy!
Let's go!
The big whack.
So, the frustration and the fury of the battles not going your way, the encounters and skirmishes that you've come across so far, you wind back this club, seeing the one in front of you distracted by Michael and Zanara flanking your sides. Feeling kind of this harmony with your group right now, you wind this club back and bring it up almost like an uppercut and just catch him square. His head snaps up unnaturally and he crumples to the floor.
And Parag looks at him and kind of says, "All right, that finally felt good. Am I able to move and then pick up the hand axe that's on that body?"
Yeah,
Underneath.
absolutely. So like I said, it's a free action. You can actually reach it from the square that you're in, because it's within 5 feet as well. So you can just reach down and grab it from there if you didn't want to move. But you are free to do so.
Okay. So I think in this particular situation, Parag, having neutralized the target, he's going to pick up the hand axe, and then he's going to move. We can move through friendlies, right?
Yep.
He's going to move right here.
Okay, cool.
And then...
well, as long as the friendly's happy with it, which I'm sure Michael wouldn't mind you kind of moving past.
Sort of pivot around for am I?
all right, and then we'll end our turn there.
Okay, cool. At the end of your turn, it is their turn. So the one that is facing Letty there kind of sees Parok and Michael coming up behind him, and kind of instinctively takes a step away. He doesn't disengage though, so both of you do get an attack of opportunity. So in 5th edition, in combat, you can move around an enemy freely, but if you leave their threat range, they can use their reaction to attack you. So he's moved away from you now, you have the opportunity to make an attack against him for free.
Indeed, I shall do so. Sort of looking behind me, just going whack with the staff.
Whack with the staff, nice. And Parok, you also get an attack of opportunity because he's moved 5 feet away.
Not 20.
I did a crit.
Mate, let's
Nice.
go. And
How
yes,
many not 20s today?
I love it. I love it. Sometimes
5
Roll20
points
does
of
this, where it just rewards the players.
5 points of bonk damage.
Very nice. And Parok, again, you do also have the option of make 17. That's definitely a hit. You know what? That the two of those damage combined, both of you kind of reach out and almost simultaneously smack him each side of the head, So his head kind of rattles from Michael's strike with the staff, and as he kind of recoils to the right away from that, Parok, you're there to just smack him on the right side of the head, so his head just kind of pinballs across for a moment, and he falls down onto the ground.
Sounds good to me.
Wow, that was fast.
So that was his turn, and then this one, seeing all of you in front of him, is going to turn and try and run away. Now, Michael and Parok, you both have used your reaction, so he is able to move away from you freely. But Anara,
Stare down that wolf though.
as he steps to there, he steps out of your threat range. So you can also make an attack of opportunity if you would like. So if you roll it again, it's the same as your shillelagh. It's your +5 to see if you hit.
It's what again?
So it's +5,
shillelagh.
but it's the same as your shillelagh on your character sheet. Okay, you did that as a whispered one. You've set it to 2GM
Oh.
there, you don't have to do that.
Oh.
That's more if I ask you for a roll
That
in
was an
secret.
accident.
No, it's all good. If I ask you for a roll in secret, that's what I'll ask you to do. But hey, you
Cool.
found out what that
Hey,
button
I
does
learned
now.
something new.
Yep. So yeah, with a 23, you do reach him. Can you roll 2d6 for me? And then we add 3.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. He tries to run away. That does not go well for him.
Nom.
Yes. So all goes quiet in the courtyard. You can still hear the banging at that door for a moment, and then you just hear, oh fuck, nah, I'm fucking out of here. And you hear another door within that room open and slam shut, and then footsteps receding into the distance.
Letty puts her bow back on her back and just looks down at the guy. Told you should have run away. And steps
Sometimes
over.
they just don't hear correctly.
Okay, so a quick but a bit of a brutal encounter there. They did definitely get a few hits, and you all took a couple of lickings, but you're doing okay. As kind of you're all taking a moment, Zardude starts inspecting some of the bodies, and he does pull a single health potion from one, and he kind of holds it aloft. If anyone's hurt, just found this.
I think you're more hurt than all of us.
I can still take a beating, don't you worry. And as he says that, he's actually looking surprisingly stronger than he was beforehand. It seems that kind of fighting and kind of being forced to push that adrenaline through his system has definitely helped him. He's holding pretty well.
So
I think you are tougher than you look.
So out of character, just does my character still have the bolt in his back at this point, even with the healing?
I would say no. When you drank the potion, you probably would have ripped the bolt out
Squeezed it
because you
out.
wouldn't have wanted the wounds to heal with the bolt still there, because taking it out would then hurt and harm you all over again.
Okay, I was just wanting to make sure.
And yeah, no, typically if you heal, even if you don't say so, like if I've described like you being shot with an arrow or something being stuck in you, if you heal it, I'll typically presume that you've removed that unless you specifically say that you don't, because that's going to cause trouble if you don't, basically.
Okay. All right. So then back into character. Brock kind of looking at everything that's happened. He realizes, says, "Hey, guys, did you remember that there was a noise coming from the other door?"
I think that guy bolted.
And plus that's table's in the way, and if he's run away, I feel like he might not be much of a problem. And if he is, we'll just have to deal with that later.
What if he hasn't run
probably-
away?
I mean, I'm too weak to pull that table to go check.
Rock
Seems
looking
to
at him.
me
And
like he probably ran away, and he's probably going to run away to the people who's in charge of everything that happened here. We'll come across them, don't worry.
Zawa, dude, are these ones the ones that were beating you to a pulp?
No. But we haven't checked upstairs yet. There's still a chance there's a couple of them around.
Is there an upstairs?
And he kind of
would
nods
like
to
to
the
go
door
first?
that, yeah, nods at the
here.
door that they all came out of. Michael, you can see from where you are, there are stairs that lead up there.
So lean in and go, Marco!
And you hear from upstairs a voice that you don't recognize, but you see sparks a reaction in Zardu's eyes. Polo!
Oh. Sorry. I shouldn't play around in so silly, in such serious situations.
And you see Zardud, his grip kind of tense and kind of his hands clench around the grips of his short swords. He's still here. Fucking kill him.
Ooh.
Oh, killer.
Ooh.
Well,
And he kind of looks over to you, Letty. Sorry, did you say who?
Yep.
Cool. He kind of looks over to you. Roger. He seems to be one that orchestrated this. He was in charge of the rest of them. If he's still fucking here, I will have my blood.
I pull out my bow again. After you.
And he does, in fact, take the lead. Let me just... I'll put him there. Now, I have seen that it is rather close to 11 o'clock. I know that we started late. That's on me. I fell asleep instead of cooking dinner. But we can continue on. It will take us a little while to do what is going to be happening next. Or we can save it for next time. It's up to you folks.
my vote is to keep going.
Sure.
Okay.
I can keep going.
Okay, cool. Painted, are you good to keep going? Because of course you're over here in
Yeah.
the UK as well. Okay.
Yeah. I'm good, don't worry.
How about you,
Wonderful.
Kat?
Hmm?
Are you
You
good to keep going for a little bit?
I mean, I might as well keep going because I'm seeing.
What was that?
I had plans after the game to start walking so I could get my medicine, but I just noticed what time it is and I'm not gonna make it in time. So I'm good to keep going.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we will keep going then. So, Zardud heads through the room, heads through the doorway that Michael and Letty stood up there, and turns facing up the stairs. You don't see anyone on the stairs, but the voice that replied to you there, Michael, you hear a laugh coming from up that stairway, and Zardud is just stood there, blades in hand. What is everyone else doing?
Parak kind of looks at it and kind of thinks it's kind of weird, and then says, "Hey, do we have any more of those Molotov things?"
Afraid not. Perhaps, though, This might not be a time to look, and might be a time to just go and kick ass, as the kids say.
I
Oh
had
dear,
a
he's trying to
question.
be.
He's trying to be hip.
No, my
What
hip
was that,
broke a
Cat?
while ago.
I asked a question.
Yes.
Do I have to stay with the party, or can I go another way?
I mean, leading up onto the roof, you don't really know of any other way. What were you thinking?
Because I really
Or
want to know
up onto
what's
the-
behind that table.
I mean, going over there, you can definitely use the wolf strength to knock the table aside. And what I'll do is, I will say that it doesn't take particularly long to do, so you're able to see what's in the room there. So when you look inside, you can see again there are a few barrels, but there are a few carts which look like they're for transporting goods for the tavern. There's a couple of carts that have barrels on, and there's a cart that has cabbages.
Okay.
So yeah, having a look there, it looks like this back door up here actually leads out onto the street.
Oof. Okay.
So yes, you have a look in that room.
So would anybody else have known what's in the room, or just an aura?
So you'd all be able to go and check kind of now before anything progresses. If anyone was curious, they wanted to have a look in that room, you would see what's in there.
So Parak would kind of look around and say, "Look, is there anything that might be useful on the carts or in the barrels? Any type of identifying markings or anything?"
As you have a look, make an investigation check for me. A lot of the images and such that are printed onto the barrels are faded and old, so it is quite difficult to be able to discern or make out anything.
Okay. And I guess just for the fun of it, just kind of
Well, sorry,
Parak would kind of.
did you make that investigation there?
Oh, investigation check. My bad.
Yeah, unfortunately you don't really find anything that would prove to be either valuable or useful on these carts.
Can we go upstairs now?
Zazu kind of looks to each of you. Let's move. And then starts moving towards the stairs. Now, what I am going to do is just quickly move everyone together so that I can make sure to have everyone's characters brought over onto the next floor, the next map as it were. I can move those. And then time to bring in the players. Okay, so everyone should be able to see their characters, should be able to move their characters. Inara, I know that I've got your second person in there. I'll just put them. It's just in case you do move out of the wolf form. I've got your other character there anyway. So, as you get to the top of the stairs here, there are some heavy iron and oak laden doors in front of you. Zardud is kind of taking a moment, taking a breather, kind of gearing himself up. It seems that he is going to be kicking in the door, from what you can tell, and triggering whatever is about to happen. You all have a moment to prepare to do something either now or as the door is kicked open. So, Letty, what are you going to be doing?
Could I stay where I am, ready an arrow, and just try and remain slightly hidden around this corner? I don't know if is it Mask of the Wild or something, if that's going to help me at
So
all in
Mask
this
of the Wild
situation.
that's more for natural things. So if
Ah,
you're kind
gotcha.
of
Okay.
out in the forest or there's mist and things like that, you'd find it slightly easier to actually find something to hide. You can still hide where you are. So I'll ask you to make a stealth check, and what that will do is if you are successful and you are hidden, when the door gets kicked open, you will have advantage on your first attack by catching that person by surprise. So make a stealth check for me.
That is 21.
21, very nice. So yes, you are currently considered hidden. And are you readying an arrow? So as soon as the door opens, you're going to fire?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Michael, what are you up to?
I'm gonna wait to see which one will be that Zao dude's gonna go straight for. So I won't hold an action for anything. I'll just wait.
Okay, cool. Parok, are you holding an action or preparing to do anything?
Yeah, we're gonna hold an action, and then we're going to attempt to target any enemy that comes after Zardu.
Okay, cool. And Inara,
Yes.
I'm guessing are you going to be readying an action to charge into the room then, or?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, everyone ready?
Woo.
Zardu gives a nod to you all before kicking in the door. Let me go ahead and I'll remove that there. And I should be able to select. There we go.
Ooh.
That gets opened up. And you all see a few of them up in this room ransacking it. As you can see, different roulette tables are sat around the actual room itself. And actually prepared after hearing Zardu's or firstly the Marco being shouted from downstairs, as well as the ruckus that was caused just outside. They all are prepared for you. Now, the prepared actions all go off. So firstly, I'll have them do theirs. 3 of them have hand crossbows and are firing it as the doors are opened. What I will say is it will be Zardud, Parok, Michael and Nara. All 4 of you are able to be seen. So let's roll a dice and see. So 1 goes to Parok, 1 to Zardud, 2 to Zardud, 2 to Zardud, 1 to Parok. So 1 arrow hits Zardud for 6 points of damage. Let me just quickly. Why can I not select him now? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. There we go. So he's actually in that square, and that is 6 points of damage that he's taken. And a shot at Parok is a nat 1, so his crossbow actually breaks. So Parok, you see the one closest to you actually raises crossbow dead set on you, and as he pulls it, you just hear kind of this mechanical crunch as one of the actual arms on the hand crossbow itself kind of goes limp and like hangs off of one side. And he kind of chuckles nervously before like throwing it to the ground and drawing his rapier. So that is all of their prepared actions. Letty, you were preparing to fire as soon as the door opens. So if you'd like to
Yep.
take your shot.
Does it have to be this guy, or can I try for this
I
guy
will
instead?
say you can target any of those three at the bottom there, I'd say. I'll be nice.
Okay, I'll I'll go for this one then.
Okay, cool. So make your attack.
17, I believe.
Nice, 17's a hit.
Or actually, hang on. Ah, no. 21. Yeah, 21. Because it's +8, isn't it?
For your bow, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's your fighting style, isn't it, with your bow?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So yes, that's definitely a hit. Roll damage for me, and it was that one there. You said.
Yeah, that one. So
Okay.
it's 6 + 4, so 10.
Oh,
Run.
hang on. I fucking hate the hotkeys and forgetting that I've got them switched on. Yeah. It's fine. Everyone, I can hear everyone again now.
Oh, good.
So, that was 10 points of damage, that one you said.
10, yes.
Lovely stuff. So that is your held action. Parok, you were waiting to see who attacks Zardude, weren't you?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That hasn't been triggered yet. Inara, you were going to charge straight in, so you can move your movement. So you can move 10 squares up to wherever you'd like. Nice. Okay, and Michael, you weren't holding anything specifically, were you? You were just waiting.
No, waiting.
Okay, well, at this point, once again, I'm going to ask everyone to roll initiative for me. And this time I really do need to roll 2 separate initiatives. One for the goons, one for the minions, and then one for him.
22 for me.
Cool. Okay, so 22 for you, 19 for Michael. So it goes Letty, Michael, Roger, Parok. Oh, I need to roll for Zardude as well. Oh, okay. So it goes Letty, Michael, Roger, Zardude, Parok, and then minions, and then Inara. Okay. So first up, Letty. The battle commences. It is your turn.
Okay. So, if I'm okay to step outside a bit.
Yep.
So, still try and stay hidden around this corner. I'm blocking off Michael a bit, but hey.
So the attack that you made would have broken your stealth.
That's
So
fine.
you got
That's absolutely
advantage on the
fine.
one that you got. So you can try and stay hidden, but mechanically you're not still hiding, as it were.
So I'll be okay. In that case, I'll just step out of the open. That's fine. So.
Sorry to interrupt you, Brogan.
Yep.
I think you're trying to fix it, but yeah, your mic is doing that thing again, mate.
Crackling.
There you go.
There we go. Cheers, mate.
My apologies.
Nah, it's all good. It happens.
So, because all of these extras look like the usual extras, would I be able to target the big bad guy straight away?
Yeah. No, you can turn to shoot at him.
So, in that case, I would like to use.
Angela's just come in. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to say goodnight,
Sure.
and then we will continue on.
Sure, sure, sure.
We'll take this as a 5-minute break.
uh, oh, yes. Okay, okay. Okay, I got it. I might use a spell, guys. My first spell ever.
Nice. Spell?
I'm going to use Hail of Thorns.
It's a bonus action, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'll actually be able to like use my, well, not like everything because I haven't used up my movement, but like actually use a bonus action. Now just not to fudge up the hit. Feel like I've just jinxed myself now. I've been doing too well with my attack hits.
It's the next time you sure. So miss.
I'm back,
Hello.
and your mic is playing up a little again there, Raz. Sorry, mate.
It's only when you're around.
So,
Okay, so Letty, you're firing at Roger, you said.
I am, but I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hail of Thorns, which is a concentration spell.
Yep. I do like Hail of Thorns, it's very fun.
It is, yeah. And Roger and the guy next to him will have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Nice. So, make your attack
Will
roll
this-
for me.
Will this happen even if my attack doesn't land?
It says the next time you hit, but what I'll say is,
Back.
if it's the
Okay.
next time you attack, I'll allow it to
Gotcha.
happen. So yeah, you fire at him, and even if you do miss, they will still be subjected to Hail of Thorns. So yeah,
21?
21 is a hit. Okay, so firstly roll your bow damage for me.
Okay. That's a 5.
Nice. Okay, so he succeeds. The
Damn it.
minion doesn't.
Okay.
So he
So
takes
that's
half
a
damage. So
D10.
roll a d10 for me.
That's a D10. Okay. Oh no! That's a cocked one. Okay. So it's 6 to the minion and 3 to the big baddie.
Okay, so he takes 8 total, and the minion
Yep.
takes 6.
Yep.
Okay. So, as you burst into the room, you come kind of running round that corner, bow raised, arrow already kind of knocked on the string, ready to go. You pull it back and fire, and as you do so, you whisper some words onto the actual arrow itself, imbuing it with magic. The arrow, as it flies through the air, seems to multiply, bursting into this hail of thorns, as you say. This trailing green magic behind it, as it just pummels into the ground all around and hitting both of the targets in front of you that you fired at. Roger kind of just shrugs it off. He looks a lot hardier than these other ones. The other one that's next to him, the minion, however, definitely seems to be quite hurt after that. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, I will lower my bow and just smirk slightly at them.
Very nice. So, after Letty is Parok. Wait, no. Who was it? No, Michael
Me.
was next.
Michael.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Michael. So, as you're watching this happen, again, you don't see any that have made a move towards Zardud so far. But out of all the ones that you can see, if you do take a step forward and peer into the room, it is him up there with the ginger hair that stands out separately to the rest of them. His gear is shinier and nicer. He's kind of got a couple of ranks of insignia on his shoulder, but still he seems to be directing the rest of these turncoats.
Ah, it's Polo.
And he smirks. I didn't realise you were going to bring my prize back to me. Looks over at Zardud.
No, well, how about try this one for size? You shout Marco, I shout Polo, I bring forth a guiding bolt upon you. And do so. As I
Okay.
shake the rattle, but it's more of it's sort of, instead of it like rattling, it sort of like makes more of a straighted point sound and point it at him and fire forth the
Okay.
guiding bolt.
Yes, make your attack for me.
You say Marco, I say Polo, you get a guiding bolt to face. Maybe not. 13.
Okay, so unfortunately, as you fire this off, he sees it coming and with the smirk kind of drops down low and kind of rolls to one side, it harmlessly passing in the space that he just was in. What was that? Marco Polo what?
Oh, well, not so good as I used to be.
Was there anything else that you wanted to do there, Michael?
I don't think I can, or makes sense to. Give us a second. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, Roger, it is his turn, and at the same time, it is Zardud's turn. So I'm going to do this a little bit differently to how the rules typically allow, and let their turns simultaneously happen. So, as the two of them lock eyes and see each other, they both charge towards each other. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to there. And the two meet kind of in the middle of this room. Zardud, his two short swords drawn, and Roger with two heavy, nasty-looking axes, one in each hand. And they start fighting and going at it. So I'll make each of the rolls for each of them. Oh, Zardud starting off strong with a crit and a hit. Offhand for Zardud is a miss. And then Roger, 2 hits but no crit. Although the offhand was a hit as well. Okay, so they start kind of just striking and hacking at each other. A couple of hits get in from each of them, striking and dealing some hefty damage. So Zardud goes ahead and crit of that plus that. Okay. So that is that total. And then 3 just regular hits from Roger. Okay. And then Zardude has taken that in total. Okay, so both landing hits and harming each other, and you can hear both the screaming at each other. Zardude is demanding answers. Why? Why did you turn on us? Who are you working for? As he's kind of striking each of his strikes fueled by fury and rage. You see that where Zardude is attacking from a place of rage at his fallen comrades and the people that he once trusted turning on him, Roger is definitely acting much more out of malice. The power that he feels from being able to take the others down, to be fighting back against Zardude, seems to be the thing that's pushing him here. I bet you just hate it, don't you, losing all of your friends. Oh, Zardude, if only I could have kept you alive. I have so many things I would have had planned for you. And they continue their fight. After both of their turns, Parok.
Rock, he noticed Zardude rush to meet this guy in combat, and he can feel the emotion just kind of boiling over between both of them. So he decides that he needs to go and help his former mentor, and we're going to make sure I got it here. 20, 25, 30. So this is exactly 30 feet.
Yep.
And Parok is then going to attempt to engage with this guy and hit him with his club.
Sounds good. Make your attack. Nice. 20 definitely hits there, and that is 7 points of bludgeoning to him. Okay, so Roger, who almost seems to kind of be keeping it together and kind of keeping focused by the fact that he was fighting Zardude. His concentration almost seems to snap as you hit him, and a little bit of frustration kind of shows on his face. He takes the hit, and he staggers a little bit, but he's still standing. Was there anything else that you wanted to do?
Once he's made the hit, Parok is then going to do a quick scan, just trying to keep in mind that there's still people nearby that may try to interrupt just like he did. But other than that, he's gonna stay there and try to keep this guy pinned down.
Yeah, that's fair. So after your turn, I believe, was it their turn or was it yours next? No, they. So it is the minions' turn before yours. So 5, 10, 15, 20. 25 rushes forward towards you there, Michael. Looking to get involved in that little scrap. 5, 10, 15. So again, it looks like they're trying to flank you there, Inara. Looking to fight. And then 15, 20. Okay, so he can just about make it to you, Letty, without dashing. And then 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 gets him to there. So, it's going to be a few strikes against each of you there. Before we do though, I'm just going to deafen or mute super quickly. I will be right back. Moose Modder, I appreciate the question. Any advice for people starting out in D&D? There are so many different ways to find brilliant D&D groups nowadays. You can find Discords for it, you can find Facebook groups, you can find all sorts of different things. Check out your local game stores, see if they have any groups that run from in the store that maybe you can drop into, kind of watch, have a little look of. See if you can find streams similar to this one where you've got different people playing D&D. See what game styles you like, what you don't like. If you have a group and you're kind of learning the game, as it were, the Player's Handbook is the most important book that you will ever need. It is a player's Bible. If you have that and you've read through it and you understand most of what's in there,
legend, bro. Thanks for gifting the sub.
my dude, Mike, I appreciate it, buddy. I hope you're doing well. But yeah, if you have the Player's Handbook and you understand pretty much everything that's in there, you will do absolutely golden in D&D. And also, just remember, it's about having fun and telling a story. It doesn't matter if you are succeeding a lot or failing a lot. That is part and parcel of it being random. If you go into the mindset of being like, I need to win, sometimes you're going to be sorely disappointed because the dice don't play that way. You just got to go into it knowing that it could go well, it could go poorly. You're just there to have fun and tell a story. Yeah, so that's probably my short and sweet advice for anyone that's wanting to get into D&D. People starting out, learn that. Look for different ways to find groups, find different play styles that you enjoy, and then go from there. Right, let's get back to the game here.
Force. It's a safe
I'm
place
back.
to.
Thanks for holding on there, guys.
Thank you. It's alright.
Okay, so each of them were about to make their
Gosh.
attacks. So, Inara, unfortunately, you do have 2 attacks against you, both with advantage because they are flanking again. So that's a hit there. And that one's a miss, so one of them is a hit. And that is 7 points of slashing damage, as that one strikes you with their short sword. So Parok, unfortunately, one of them has gone around and is now flanking you with Roger. It is just the one attack against you, however, Roger has already taken his turn. That's a miss anyway, that's absolutely fine. Letty, you have one striking against you.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's an nat 20.
Oh, okay.
So with their short swords, it's 8 points of damage. It's not as bad as it could have been. I did roll quite low for that.
So it's 8 in total.
8 total damage.
Okay.
And
Letty keels over a bit at that, like, but that was a hit, but she's still standing.
okay.
Barely.
And Michael, yeah, 24 is going to be a hit.
Oh yes.
And that is 3 points of slashing damage. I rolled a 1 on the damage there.
Oh.
That healer's feat would be mighty useful. No.
Okay, so that is their turn. Inara, it is now your turn. It is your turn.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah. One thing that I will say, you have your bonus action where you can expend a spell slot on heal. You have just taken a little bit more damage. It might be worth doing that, just because that will help reinforce the fact you have that ability, and it may help you remember in the future. Okay, cool. So it does expend one of your spell slots. So if you could mark one of your, well, actually, you have it's druids. Do you have second level yet? I don't think so. No.
I'm confusion. What?
So just mark one of your spell slots off for me. And
Just any random one?
yeah, just one of your level 1 spell slots. and then go ahead and roll a d8 for me. Now I believe that it is just a d8. Let me check to see if you have any additional bonus add to that.
Just a D8.
I'm just checking to see if it's just a d8. I think so. While you're transformed, use a bonus action to expend 1 spell slot to regain 1d8 hit points per level of the spell slot expended. So yeah, it is just 1d8. Later on, you can expend more and get more back. So you get 4 points of healing back, and you get to attack. So you've got 1 to the north of you and 1 to the south of you. When I'm talking on the map, when I say north, it typically means up, just because it's easy to say, you know, in character, oh, they're approaching from the north, and you know which way on the map they're always going to be coming from that way. But yes, you have 2 that are in range of you. It's up to you what you want to do there.
Cool. We are gonna try to attack the one
Hang on.
north of.
The one to the south of you is injured already, quite badly.
Oh.
That is the one that Letty shot as the door burst open.
Okay, then we'll attack that one then.
Okay, cool. So roll your attack. Again, just shillelagh from your character sheet.
Shaboosh.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a hit. You're not gonna need to, but do you want to roll 4d6 for me?
Huh?
Roll 4d6 for me.
Shaboosh.
So then you get +3 from your modifier, so that's 17 points of damage. That's way more than that guy needed, but that was a big hit.
His head off.
So after he's the one that kind of stabbed you right at the back, right near where your back leg is, you kind of just turn and just bite down, kind of ripping his jaw and his throat out with one solid, swift movement. And he is dead. I believe, yes, you were the last in initiative. So at
Yes.
the end of your turn, it goes back to the top of the list. And Letty, it is your turn.
Hello. So, the guy who's next to me, who just landed a hit on me as well, is he the guy that was up with Roger?
Yes, he was the one that has taken a bit of
Gotcha.
damage from the Hail of Thorns that you cast.
Okay, so if I'm going to use my bonus action to sheathe my bow, and I'm going to take out a short sword, and I'm going to do just an attack on him.
Okay, cool. Make your attack.
18 plus 6, 24. I hope
That's definitely a hit.
Yep.
And then it'll be a d6, and your dex is 18, isn't it? So it'll be +4.
Yes.
D6 +4, yeah.
So that is 8.
Very nice. That'll be enough. So that one, he comes charging at you, having just successfully landed a hit with his own short sword. You kind of glare at him, slowly and purposefully putting your bow on your back as you draw a short sword, and just gut him. You just stab him. He doesn't have any time to react or move, and it's over very quickly.
If I may add for flavor,
Of course.
I look at him and then I just push the sword into him, just keeping eye contact all time.
You hurt me. Stab.
Mm-hmm. Exactly that.
Yep, I love it. I love it. So that was your action, your bonus action, your free action. Were you moving at all?
Do I want to move? I might just go into this corner there. I might just be there. Yeah.
That's fair.
And that's me.
Okay. After your turn, Michael.
Once more, bring forth up the staff. Like, I'm getting tired of saying this today. Is that actually a nice word? And point down the staff and look upon this one and lean in again and just go, purify in Celestial.
Wonderful. Sacred Flame?
Yep, that is it.
That's a fail. How much damage is he taking?
Say again. Sacred Flame. 6 points of radiant
6 points. Nice. Well, he isn't dead, but he is severely singed, feeling the pain of these kind of divine flames that burn and burst across his body. I'll make you pay for that, little one.
Little? And I sort of stand up. I'm taller than you.
And he kind of realizes this because, of course, you were stood hunched. You did appear quite small. But as you kind of stretch up to your full size, you do stand taller than him.
Those flames are that of a divine nature. The gods are angry with you. I would run now. And that's what I say to them.
Wonderful. I'm guessing that was it for your turn?
Yep.
Okay, so back to the slightly more cinematic battle of Zardud and Roger. Each of them taking their strikes and their slashes at each other. Roger does make an attack against Parok as his final kind of offhand strike instead of at Zardud. So, Zardud strikes first and misses. Ooh, and then Roger gets in there with the axe. So Zardu kind of brings the arm up, going to strike down, but Roger is slightly quicker, bringing his axe up, knocking the sword to the side, and then as he kind of brings it down, he catches into Zardu's shoulder, and you see kind of Zardu stumble a little from the strike, but then continue to fight. So that is another there. So next, both hit. So as as kind of Zardude kind of staggers and buckles slightly from this strike, Roger presses in with that advantage, bringing his other axe in to strike against Zardude. Kind of it sprays sparks coming off the armor. It does deal some damage to Zardude, but the worst is kind of blocked off. Zardude retaliates by kind of just spinning his blade and just striking and slashing down, kind of cutting across Roger's midsection, dealing. Okay, and Roger striking against the armor does that, so that is another. For him, and he took another that. Okay, so. Zardu gets one final strike, and then there is a strike as an offhand attack against Parok. Zardu does manage to land another hit against Roger with that. So as kind of they've had this clash of weapons, as their weapons have kind of struck against each other, causing these hits, these nicks, bloods to draw from a few places. As both of them have their weapons pulled kind of back and up, Zardud reaches up, grabs Roger's head, and then slams his own head forward, headbutting him to deal another 5 points of damage as his final strike. So that puts that to there. Okay, and then of course, instead of striking against against Zardud one final time, Roger turns and takes a swing at Parok. He does have advantage because the one stood behind Parok there as well. That is a 17. That's a miss, isn't it?
Yep. AC 18.
Nice. So raising your shield up, you kind of knock Roger's axe, not from his hand, but you knock it away, and it's he kind of reacts snarling before focusing back on Zardud, and that is their turns. Parok, you're now up, I believe. I believe you're now up.
Yep.
Wonderful.
So at this point, Parok is still trying to pull Roger's attention, and so he goes to try to hit him again with the club.
Okay. Again, 22 is it is a hefty hit there, and that is 6 points more damage to him. So Roger is starting to look pretty rough. He's not looking good. But he is still standing.
Okay. And then if I use action surge, am I able to attack again?
Yes, because you get an additional action.
Okay. So how do I use action surge?
So you can just choose to use it, and when you say that you use it, you get the additional action.
Okay. So I would just roll again, and then on my action surge, I just drop it to 0.
Yeah, so you don't have to roll to do anything, you just get the extra actions. So you just say, I action surge, and this is what my extra action is going to be, kind of thing.
Okay, so then yeah, I'm going to action surge, and then try to hit Roger again.
Go for Roger again. Let's do it.
Alright, and...
Ooh, okay. So, with that, Roger rocks on his feet. Still standing, but looking like he is literally on his last legs.
Alright, and then Barack is going to stand his ground and actually roll back. Barack is then going to now turn around and try to get ready to prepare for the guy that's behind him, assuming that Zardood in their next engagement will be able to take care of Roger.
Yeah. Okay, and that was your turn, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so after your turn, it is their turn, I'm pretty sure. So, this one here is going to just move one step and attack you again, Inara. They're frantic, they're looking for a way out, but this giant feral wolf in front of them, they feel like they have to kind of try and fight back. That is another hit, and that is 8 points of slashing damage again, Inara. Parok, you do have the one that goes to strike at you then. Actually, no, seeing what's happened, he is actually going to try and strike at Zardood. He doesn't have advantage because he's not flanking, but seeing that Roger has lost the upper hand, he's going to try a sneaky underhanded catch Zardood. And yep, it doesn't happen. So he goes to kind of take his sneaky kind of stab at Zardood's side, but Zardood kind of senses it and notices it coming and brings his own swords kind of swinging backwards, clashing the two blades together, and he misses. And then Michael, there is the one that is still in front of you. Kind of, it's almost half-heartedly now. He's kind of still sore, very painful still from the divine light and the flames that you've called down upon him. He takes another swing at you, and yeah, that's an 11 to hit. I'm guessing that's a miss, Michael.
It is a miss. I will block it with my staff and just bring it down and stare at them.
Wonderful. Well, that is the end of their turn. Next, I believe, was Inara.
Yes.
So, it is your turn.
We're gonna attack the guy that's in front of us now.
Okay, go for it. So, like before, you can roll the thing as Shillelagh.
Shiny.
Okay, a 14 does just hit. So that is roll 2d6 for me.
Swoosh.
Okay, but you do get +3 to that, so that's 6 points of damage. This one hasn't been harmed so far, but you do manage to kind of sink your teeth into his arm, and kind of as you rip them away, you do kind of tear and pull on some of the flesh, really, really ripping up his arm and leaving him with some nasty bleeding. He is still alive though. Did you want to use your bonus action again to heal? Because you have taken some damage. Don't have to. You can keep your spell slots full later.
Yeah, we'll keep the spells for later.
That's fair. So that was your turn, and back to the top of initiative, which is Letty.
Okay. I'm not going to go for Roger because I kind of feel like that should be for a Zaradude to do, and I'm hoping that he'll be smart enough to leave him alive, so we'll be able to question. So I will go for. Is it 35 my movement? Yeah.
Yes, as a wood elf you get the 5 additional, so yeah, you get 7 squares.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll place myself there, and I'll take a melee attack against this guy.
Okay, cool. You can, as a free action this turn, draw your second sword, so you would then still
Ooh.
have your offhand attack you can use as well.
I will do that then.
Wonderful, because you didn't, after you put your bow away, you haven't drawn it again, so you still have that
Yep.
free offhand. So yeah,
Awesome.
normal attack and offhand attack.
Okay, so I have 14.
14 is a hit.
And it's 6, isn't it? D6, yep. So that is a 6.
Okay, 6 points of damage. He is still alive, but barely. And then your offhand attack.
Do I still add the +4 to that one as well?
Offhand attack. Raz, if I'm remembering right, it's just offhands that you don't get the modifier, isn't it?
You don't get the modifier and damage.
Yeah.
So it's just like a straight roll, yeah?
Well, to hit,
Yeah.
it's the same bonus, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
yeah,
You still get your bonus to hit, but you don't get the bonus
Mhm.
on the damage.
yeah.
Cool.
That is reserved for fighters.
So 23 to hit.
23 is definitely a hit, and then it's
And
just a d6.
5 damage with the offhand.
Lovely. Well, that will be enough. He was on like 2 health at the end there. So you kind of strike at him, slashing twice, and he does fall. Was there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn then?
No, I am happy where I am. Yes, and that's it.
Wonderful. Michael, it is your turn.
As I've got the weapon sort of locked up in the staff and it begins to glow once more, I'm going to lean in one final time. I would suggest surrendering now. If not, well, the void is very scary for people like you. You don't want to be there.
Okay. They will react on their turn. Are you attacking?
Giving them a chance.
Okay,
So I'm going to hold my action.
that's fair. Holding
If they
Sacred
go-
Flame, I'm guessing. If they attack.
If they go for it, the staff will envelop them in sacred flame once more.
Wonderful. Okay. So the end of your turn. It is Zardud and Roger. I'm gonna roll to see which moves first. Zardud does. Does he hit? So, whilst the battle happens around both Zardud and Roger, their focus is on each other. And as it comes round to their bout once again, both raise their weapons to strike, but Zardud darts forward, being the first to move. He stabs his sword deep into Roger's gut, not just puncturing from the front, but out of his back as well. And as he steps forward, kind of pushing Roger as he does so, the two of them go to the floor. Roger lying on his back, blood pouring from the wounds, as Zardud just kind of sits over him. Who was it? Who did you work for? Why did you... Traitor! And just spits on him. Roger smirks, chuckling. Raph will get me back. Don't you worry. I'll be back, Zardud. And he dies.
Sorry, did you say Raphael
He said Raph.
or Raph? Gotcha.
And at that, the two that are left drop their weapons. They surrender. And we are going to change the music, because we are no longer in combat.
Did we get like the Final Fantasy VII victory music?
No, because you still don't have the answers that you were looking for. Roger is dead, bleeding out on the floor. Zardud kind of kneeling next to the body, breathing heavily. The two that have surrendered kind of slowly start moving towards the door, their hands up.
Where
Let
do you
me-
think you're going?
And they both freeze.
I would stand by the table. Now.
They both move over and do so. Their hands
I
still
point
up,
a
empty.
Point a maraca at them and go, now stay there until we're done with this. I'll walk over to Zawadu and I'll ask Letty, is he dead? Or is he capable of being saved?
One way to find out.
So having a look at Roger, it's pretty easy and safe to conclude. I'll give you this one for free. He has died.
Yeah.
All strength has left his body.
It
Well,
And
seems
most
like
of the
he's
blood.
gone. Look at Michael and nod to the guys in the corner. Do you think there'll be much use? They
Oh,
seem like simple minions.
I wouldn't call them minions. I would call them beings of sentience. And beings of sentience can hear what they are being told what to do. But I think you should probably leave that to Parok and Saldude. They'll have much more pull than I or you or Inara. A lot more of a soldier's touch, I think. However, I am going to go look around.
Okay.
So I am.
And as everyone starts looking around, and Zardud is stood looking at the traitorous body of Roger, that is where we will end this session.
Hey.
Loot and like investigation and everything.
Yes, you will have all of that, don't you worry. You will
Okay.
have everything able to be found and everything like that at the start of next session.
Also, cheeky question: have we leveled up or no?
I was just about to say, for next session, please make yourselves all level 3. Now,
Nice!
anyone who had a feat or ability via downtime that was restricted to level 3, you will have access to that now. So I'll make sure to kind of make sure that everything's updated for you. We will kind of do all of that, carry on from there. If anyone needs anything, obviously let me know. But for the actual session, we will be back in 2 weeks' time, I believe. Which is the 29th of October. Can everyone make that date?
I think I'm actually working, but I'll just do what I did last time, and I'll join in when I'm finished.
Well, is it easier? Are you working next week?
No.
Or the first week of November?
I'm not sure about the November one. They're playing silly buggers at the moment.
Okay. Well, as it would mean that everyone would be able to make it for the entire time, would everyone be free to do our next session next Saturday?
I would be, yeah.
Wonderful.
I will not.
Okay.
Yeah, I should be.
And you said you wouldn't be, Kat?
No, I mean I would be able to make it 2 hours late.
Okay.
That's the same problem I fall in with.
Same with Raz with the 29th. Well, we'll figure it out. Raz, can you find out about the 5th? It's the week after the 29th, so it's the week after that you're working. So I'd hope that they don't have you on 2 Saturdays in a row. But if they're playing silly buggers, who knows? So let us know on that one. We may look at doing it on the 5th. If not, we will look at doing it on the 29th, and I will just catch you up to speed when you get here, Raz.
I mean, with me working, I finish at 10, but I can watch most of the stream as well whilst I'm at work. So.
I can always catch you off stream as well, and be able to kind of catch you up. But yes, we'll figure it out, folks. We'll be back with that. Right, I'll be back in just a moment, and then I'll say goodbye to stream, and then we'll wrap things up.
Cool.
I get 3 new cantrips because Book of the Tone.
He hasn't left the chat or muted himself yet. All the D12s.
Wait, D12s?
Mm-hmm.
Mike can hear us.
Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm just going to deafen up and say goodbye to stream, and then I'll be back in just a minute.
Stream!
Bye!
Have a wonderful time.
Well, folks, that was a wonderful session. Who was Roger? What did he know? And who is this Raph that he spoke of? Why were there turncoats? What have the party stumbled into? Well, I guess that's something that we're all going to find out next time. So, we are going to send a raid out. Thank you all for sticking around. It's been a ton of fun. Let me have a super quick look at Twitch, see who's live, who we can send some love over to. You know what, let's send some love over to Blastoise. It's a Saturday night, he's probably having a wonderful time. Let's do it, folks. It looks like he's just chatting. I'm not sure exactly what he's up to, but let's find out. I had a blast night, folks. I hope you did as well, and we will catch you all next time. Much love. Bye bye.